nothing and everything.
This is the mic.
Yeah, I know that's the mic. Punch you right in the face.
But talk closer to the...
Well, is this better or not?
There's my intro bit.
But if you could have seen it, like he moved the guard closer to the mic, as you would, because he's trying to get closer, but then sits back and proceeds to be a foot from the mic again.
Yeah.
That's why he's my favorite.
That's right.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. All right, well, we're rolling.
Yeah, everyone's recording, eh?
Wow.
Just hit record, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm recording.
Well, boys, Merry Christmas.
It's
Just get
Yule
right
time.
into it.
It's Yule time.
It's Yule time.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. So, is this the Christmas episode?
Yeah, well, it would have to be
Yeah.
the way we've been going. So just so people know at home, not really anyone's fault, but we record the four of us, and we all live in different cities. So me and Cameron live in the same one in Miramichi. Gary lives in Fredericton. Jeremy lives in Moncton. And we have more cases of COVID-19 here again. So Jeremy's city is now in, is it code orange?
Orange. He's in the orange.
But I feel like when I hear code orange, we're talking like George Bush terrorist codes when they say orange, red, yellow. But Jeremy can't really leave Moncton. So here we are doing our best to record at home while on a Zoom call, anyway, we're trying.
We're socially distancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I usually have the stuff to do the recording, and if I can't leave my zone to do the stuff, then we have to do this.
Yeah, and here we are.
Here we are. So
Hopefully the quality's okay to the point of, well, you just laugh at us anyway. So,
Well, this is Bush League, so obviously.
this is, yeah. You know what,
Yeah,
though? I'd
true
like
story.
to actually, contrary to that point, I think what we're doing is very advanced.
For us, yeah.
I'm quite proud of myself.
Thank you, Gary. We've it's like Inception. Like, I'm looking at Tyson's phone while he shows me Cameron's phone over Zoom, and then we're trying to
while
record.
Cameron's phone is showing you his forehead.
And we're, and we're recording with microphones that we're not listening to each other with right now, but we'll use them later. But we're using different microphones to listen. So you know what I mean? It's like Inception, man.
It is.
So that's what we're doing so our fans don't forget about us. So we can put an episode out this month.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Merry Christmas, everybody.
That's it for
And we're out.
See you later.
See you next year.
No, but it's tough because like now we even know, like normally we still won't say instead of a miracle happens, but we had different plans for the podcast over the month of December this time. And thanks to COVID, that's kind of crashing and burning on us too. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll wish everybody a Merry Christmas and all that stuff. But it would have been nice to start a podcast in a year where there wasn't a global pandemic. So,
well,
but here we are.
You know us. Our timing is just impeccable.
We said
we don't want to compete with other podcasts. We want to compete with the next plague. That's who our competition really is. But good news though, with the big boys
winning?
down there at Pfizer and whatever the other one is there. They got a 90% success rate vaccine on the
94.5.
Yeah. That's
Really?
Moncton radio station there, 94.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's what are they saying by spring 20 next year? They
Yeah.
hoping to get that.
2022.
Yeah.
Now here, just to get on my little soapbox just for a second.
Oh, here, I'll give it to you.
Thanks, buddy. Here's the thing. I've met lots of people, mostly online, who, COVID's a conspiracy and blah, 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 and all
It's
this
not?
stuff. Could people, gosh, but here's the thing. Whether you think it is or not, small business owners and such are being shut down and then start up and then shut down, and they're losing money hand over fist. And even people like us just trying to get a little podcast going. Like look at the havoc that one guy who didn't self-isolate in Moncton near you, Jeremy, has even just played on us trying to get a podcast going.
Yeah.
Like, you traveled, you knew you did, you were tested before you landed in New Brunswick. Let's go out to the bar to see my boys and give 6 of them COVID-19.
Yep. That's it.
And then they don't know. They all go home. They give it to their families. And now here we are, all shut down again.
Yeah. It doesn't take much. We sort of have this it's funny, New Brunswick compared to the rest of the world is this has been this little COVID haven. There's really been nothing much happen at all, but stuff like this makes you realize how it's not.
The funny thing about that is when the pandemic happened back in 1912 was the last one?
Yes.
You mean the Spanish flu there?
Flu, yeah.
The Spanish flu.
Yeah.
New Brunswick then was the same as it is now. We hardly had any cases. They shut the whole place down. So it's 100 years later, it's congratulations, we still know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was asking my grandmother about that there a couple months ago when this all started, because she was pretty young to remember that, but she said one of her friends where she lived, they would put their grocery list on the windowsill, and a guy would come around and take the list, then go get your groceries and bring it back to you to keep people from congregating at the grocery store. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how they handled it back then.
But you see that a lot now, though. Even at Superstore, you can do the online order, and you used to see the person in that section, and they would do 1 or 2. But now you just see them; they go all day. It's just pack them up, and then you come and they drop them off and just drive through.
Well, I tell you, before the pandemic, we were taking full advantage of that. Before the pandemic had anything to do with it, it was great. Put your order in. On your way home from work, stop by, call a little number. They bring your groceries out to you. You go right home with it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, then, because I'm bad for it too, you don't end up buying stuff that you didn't need because you went into the store and saw stuff that you weren't on the mission for to begin with.
Yeah, you just get a much better appreciation for liters and weight, because if you just go by the picture, sometimes you get stuff and it's super tiny because you didn't
You didn't read
the. So you get get a giant tub of butter that would last for 5 years and whatever. Yeah.
I thought it was a small one.
Yeah. It looks small in the picture. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we have this is the time of the show again where we need to point out and thank our sponsors, and we have a sponsor that's come back again, a third time.
Wow.
I know.
I think we're paying them.
Well, but go check out Sam and Chad's there now too at Simply for Life Miramichi. Talk to them online. It's not just a health food store. It's just a good food store. So so that you know what you're eating and you know what's in your food, and It's not full of preservatives and all that stuff, but you should go check them out because they have the food market, and then they have different plans and coaching and stuff and cooking classes. You name it, they have it all. So whether it's ready-made meals or ingredients to make your own healthy food at home, and this month you need to check out the Simply for Life's 12 Days of Christmas sale that they're hosting at their store. So they'll be online every day. There'll be a new video popping up for those 12 days telling you what the deal of the day is that day. So check them out. Thank them from us. Make sure you tell them that you heard it from us. Check out Simply for Life this month, December, the 12 Days of Christmas sale.
Ho, ho, ho.
So, boys, it's kind of a different year. What's everyone's plans for Christmas now? Because I know, like, we have family in Nova Scotia and everything, and I doubt we're going to be able to go and stuff. So it's kind of a different year for everybody. What's everybody going to do?
Eat.
This is heading right back to the whole gravy thing, isn't it? Is that where
Here
we're
we go.
Katie tried the other day. My wife decided, she said, listen, I made gravy. Here, have some. I'm like, no. And she's like, I don't understand why you will not have gravy. I was like, I don't want to have gravy. She goes, but it makes everything so much better.
I don't get it either, man. I'm not going to lie.
Cameron's like, I don't like things being better.
I strive for mediocrity.
There's two people in our lives, Jeremy, that I don't get. Cameron won't eat gravy, and Dave Gopi won't have a piece of pie.
I don't understand the pie. I'm sorry. I don't understand the pie.
You can't judge. You won't eat gravy.
Two different worlds, buddy. One is
No.
supper, one is a dessert.
Oh, no, it's just the order you eat it.
What about the gravy in a pie?
Gravy.
Okay, so I have eaten pie, and then Katie told me that there was gravy in it. Unbeknownst to me, a meat pie.
Did you die?
No, it was quite good. It was a chicken pie.
Chicken pot pie.
And they put gravy in it. I was like,
Chicken
well, this is pretty good. And then Katie goes, there's gravy in that. I was like, oh.
I just don't know how, like, gravy aside, because I know a few people that don't like gravy, honestly. But how do you get through your whole life not having a piece of pie?
And
Like-
I know not everyone on this podcast is privy to Costco, but like the Costco chicken pot pies, man, oh man.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can always
I've
tell the
tasted-
city that has a Costco. The two guys that have a Costco's in their city. Oh, yeah.
What are you saying?
I've had a taste of the pie.
That's good, Gary.
The pie is good.
It's good.
I think Gary just broke Tyson.
All right.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. There it is.
Go.
Oh, man.
Something else I wanted to bring up to you is just because I had someone kind of come at me for it this week. So this year would be the earliest that I've ever put out Christmas decorations outside.
Did you do it before
And it was-
Remembrance Day?
No.
Okay.
No. I'll tell you what I did do. Like the evening after Remembrance Day, I still thought it was too early, but I put them up because it was warm. They weren't getting turned on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then a couple of days later, it was just like, you know what? This year sucks. If my kids want the Christmas lights on and the inflatables on and whatever else, I'm turning them on. So I kid you not, the night we turned them on would have been like November 14th. And as I drove down the road, another one of my neighbors had them on too. And then the next night, two more neighbors. And now it's the whole subdivision. But in November, I don't know if just everybody, like an unspoken rule, has just had enough of this year. And it's like, you know what? If I want to celebrate Christmas for 2 friggin' months,
Yeah, but
whatever.
you know what? To just corroborate what you're talking about, like the same thing happened in my neighborhood. Like it looked like Christmas last week. Like everybody was
Really?
out, put their lights up. But I think, like you said too, taking advantage of that, there was a couple days where the weather was like unseasonably warm. It's like, why not do it now?
Yeah.
What wasn't it like 12 or 13 degrees? It was actually warmer. One day it was like like 17.
Yeah, there was one
but
day.
Normally I'm like the last week of November, maybe November 30th. Almost like I'm giving in, like, okay, guys, put on the lights. But this year, it's like, whatever.
I'm not like that. The day after Remembrance Day, that's good enough for me because it wasn't on Remembrance Day. I'm perfectly fine.
I have to wait till there's a nice sheet of ice on the ground to increase the hazard, increase the risk factor a little.
Gary will not set up a ladder unless it's on ice. It's just not.
And if it's too warm out, then I might find hornets and stuff up in the gutters, and that wouldn't be good on a ladder.
Those November hornets.
Yeah, I was just gonna say November Hornet. Yeah,
And it's like paradise down here in Fredericton.
Oh, here we go.
You'll find those murder hornets. They're all cooped up in your eaves, Gary.
Exactly. My pets.
Yeah, just waiting for Gary to like wait till he puts the lights up. We'll get him.
What a thing, eh? Murder hornets.
Yeah, it's been quite the year.
Yeah. 2020 murder hornets embody 2020, right? I still think the Seattle Kraken, they missed out. They should have been the Seattle Murder Hornets because that's where they started, I guess.
Yeah.
When they came over, but anyway.
What a year, guys. Alex Trebek and Sean Connery all in 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's like a nice sense of humor to it, though.
It kind of is.
Yeah. Such a nice jacket, Trebek. So they can make them for men as well.
Some 2020 dark comedy.
Yeah.
I'll throw you a finger, Trebek. Oh man.
Oh gosh, I hope the people listening watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. He just did the he was still doing the show, eh? Like what? Like the
Yeah, he was.
Before.
Yeah. Like man, it's crazy.
And now there's a big petition online to have LeVar Burton become the new host.
I don't know who that is. Should I?
Reading Rainbow.
Oh. All right.
Star Trek, Reading Rainbow.
I figured they were going to go after the guy who was the champion so long.
Ken Jennings.
Yeah, Ken Jennings.
I think he should do it.
You're talking Star Trek. They should get George Takei. Can you imagine that voice?
Oh my.
You've hit the daily double.
You have to answer that in the form of a question.
I think they should just let Jeopardy flow off into the sunset.
What?
What's that?
I'm
Gary
wondering if
Godfrey.
that's my phone. I'll try.
That must be your phone if you can hear it. Bzzz. We'll leave that in.
No more Jeopardy. What is wrong with you?
Just let Jeopardy rest in peace, and then they can start up a new goofy show.
Well,
Answer my question with a question or something.
so
Like Wipeout.
here's something I've kind of thought about, and I was listening to someone on CBC talk about like the relevance of Jeopardy and like how it got to be so big. And really it was partially because of its time slot, and it was in its prime when everyone had cable TV. Like now everything in your life is on demand, everything. So, it used to be, it was just on TV after the news, right? So like every family in North America watched it
7 o'clock.
after supper, and it just became like such an easy show to watch. You don't even have to like watch the whole thing. You could just watch like a couple questions or whatever. And it's just kind of like, there's no format for that anymore. No one's like, the whole world's not gathering to watch the news at 5 and 6. And then like whatever happens to come on after that time
that's
slot.
like in the South. in like the 80s when they used to watch wrestling, TBS 6:05 to 8:05, that was like a religion to them.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have a choice. It was like if you didn't watch it then, you didn't watch it. You know?
Yeah, there was no unless you had a VCR.
Yeah. So it's like, so to Gary's point, there will never be, like, even if they get a new host, it'll
It won't be the
never
same.
reach that same, you know, it'll just eventually drop off and probably get canceled just because it doesn't have that same format to sort of fit into anymore.
Well, I don't know. You say that, but The Price is Right is still going.
Well, that's different though. That's on at like lunchtime, and the demographic that is watching that show is generally older, right?
Hey.
Well, I say that. I
now
mean,
with everybody working from home.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's true.
Got to keep up with me soaps.
But that's on at lunchtime. It's like a totally different time of like
It
people
is a different
watching
time
TV,
slot. Like
right?
it's- Yeah.
No
So-
competition.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Gary's kind of right on that one.
It might go up against the occasional Four Seasons Total Landscaping press conference.
I was waiting for
I
that.
was just waiting for a pause to bring that one up. I think I laughed for 2 straight hours at that.
Like, I'm at work the next day with we're sitting with the humanities teachers first thing in the morning, and you got to know, like, our political science guy just hates Trump, right? And so he brings it up, and he's talking, and I got to chuckling, and I'm talking, it was an hour later, just thinking to myself, just laughing
Yeah.
again. And you could have kids looking at me like, what's wrong? And it's like, nothing. Just
So for anyone who doesn't happen to know what that is referring to, so, and I like to try to be in the middle. I like to think that even if you were a Trump supporter, you would still find this funny.
yes, you should.
So he puts a tweet out that says they're having a press conference. This was a few days after, like, you know, we're several days into the election happening and all this, and he books a press conference, and he says at the Four Seasons Hotel in Philadelphia, and then like half an hour later, deletes the tweet and replaces the tweet with at the Four Seasons Total Landscaping in Philadelphia. People are like, oh, okay. So you look this place up, and it's like way out on the
Car park.
outskirts of Philadelphia. And I was reading a few articles about it. There's some journalists that thought they did it on purpose as a joke. They thought like, oh, they're literally going to make a bunch of people drive way out to the middle of nowhere, and no one will be there. Anyway, so people realize like, okay, like this is where it is. So these journalists and few protesters and whatever, and Rudy Giuliani and Trump's campaign show, they're all there at Four Seasons Total Landscaping in a muddy parking lot with puddles everywhere. They're set up in front of this.
Oh, yeah, it was just a hardcore industrial building.
Oh,
Set up.
do you want to know how hardcore?
So
It is stationed between a crematorium on one side and an adult bookstore on the other.
called Fantasy Island. So,
Like who?
Obviously, Trump had needed some reading material.
But like,
this is the thing that gets me. There was a call that was placed by someone from the campaign. And
okay, I'm hoping you're going with this where I think you're going with it.
there was a call placed by someone from Trump's campaign. Obviously, they were trying to book the Four Seasons hotel in Philadelphia. And somewhere they ended up calling Four Seasons Total Landscaping. And they said, we'd like to book a press conference. And the person on the other for President Trump, and the person on the other end was like, okay.
Well, that's just it. That's what's been racking my mind this whole time. Is like someone on the other end of that phone received this phone call and went, oh yeah, no, we can do that.
Well, how quick thinker would they have been if they said, "Yeah, this is Donald Trump's campaign, and we're looking to have like that," and it'd be like, "Yeah, hello, free publicity."
I'm glad the stars aligned, because most people would get that call and say, "Yeah, buddy, that's funny," and hang up, because it has to be a prank call. If you know what your business is and you receive a call like that, you've got to assume it's a joke.
or because to be real, how many times have they gotten a phone call where it's like, oh, sorry, I meant to call the Four Seasons?
Well, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, like you just, Googled it, because we don't look up numbers anymore. We just Googled it and then clicked the first call that popped up, and like, sure, like that, maybe they got a few calls.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that's what got me, is this whole conversation. And so, but like, what is going through, is it an intern that books this thing? And they were just like...
is it not Giuliani?
Well, it's someone that works...
Someone's getting some kickbacks.
For him. And at some point, they had to have realized their mistake and said, oh, crap, I didn't actually...
Anyway.
Yeah,
like when you pulled up to it.
Yeah, and they were just like, well, I guess we'll just do it.
Somebody pulled up to this place and went, couple posters on the garage door between the fire hydrant and the water hose. We could make this work.
Exactly. Like, at one point where they literally...
Do some shopping while we're out here?
Yeah. Some Christmas shopping at Fantasy Island.
And then, did you see Giuliani did another press conference?
Oh, yeah.
And he was sweating?
Yeah. You would think he was sweating hair dye, wasn't he?
Started to run down his face. I see guys online already saying Papa Shango cursed him. Looks like the time poor Mean Gene and Ultimate Warrior got the Papa Shango curse.
Man, he looks insane. When you look at pictures of those press conferences, he's got his hands up. He's looking up in the sky. Looks like he's like screaming. Like, he just looks insane.
Man, oh man.
Anyway, yeah, that cracked me up. The pictures of them at this landscaping place, like it's Giuliani at a podium. There's like a milk crate with a mixer not so different than the one that you're using there, Tyson, and there's just cables like running across the mud through puddles. and
the whole point of the press conference is take me seriously.
Exactly. Yes. And on top of that, while they're in this press conference is when they found out that they projected Biden to win Pennsylvania. Like, while that was going on.
Yeah. Like, that's quite the visual.
Oh my gosh. It's just fantastic. What a way to bookend 4 years of
chaos, anarchy.
You know what's funny? I was thinking, like, back in the early 2000s, like at the peak of the Daily Show, when Jon Stewart was covering all the stuff George Bush did, doesn't that seem mild and tame and like a non-talking point at this point?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to remember that for a long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bad Jokes with Tyson Dux.
Why can't a bicycle stand by itself? Because it's too tired. Too tired.
You just listened to Bad Jokes with Tyson Dux.
So, Jay, you're going to need something to resync the audio at this point, I believe.
Yeah.
I paused my recording.
Ready?
Everyone just
didn't.
Snap your fingers.
1, 2, 3, pop! Pop, pop, pop. There, Jay, you'll see that.
Okay. That works. Can everyone else do that?
Pow!
Bang!
Feel like I'm watching Batman.
Pang?
Tang.
Everyone's recording again, obviously.
Yep.
I'm hoping, because otherwise that would mean that didn't do anything.
Well, I never stopped, so
Oh,
I just let it go.
all right.
So, boys, I was showing you guys pictures.
Yes,
we'll post
you
it on
were.
the podcast page, but so just so people know, we covered this in past episodes or whatever a little bit, and not to go down the rabbit hole, but we used to, like, we've been friends for a very long time, and we used to dabble a bit in backyard wrestling, and we called it Bush League Wrestling, hence the Bush League podcast.
Dabbled.
And we even got to the point of kind of a do-it-yourself ring. And of course, if you have that, we needed a belt. And since we couldn't afford anything, I made one out of cheap $10 fake leather from the fabric store and some plexiglass and spray paint and electrical tape.
It was beautiful.
Yep.
It was beautiful. And we'll post a picture. But
First
now,
champ, baby. First champ.
yeah, and he lost on his first night. But Muhammad at Royal Belts, he makes belts. That's what he does. And I just sent him a picture of, here's our old belt. I just laid it out on the garage floor. I sent him that picture. And I think it was 48 hours later, he said, well, right away, he said, like within an hour, he said, we could do that. And 48 hours later, he sent me a picture of kind of like a diagram of how he'd printed out. Way better, as you can imagine, than the one we originally had. And now it's here. You guys have seen the pictures. It's beautiful. It's
It is.
real leather, blue on the back, black on the front, 5 different plates. And while it looks brand new and like a legit belt, he even went like he kept the original style artwork from our original belt.
That's what I liked about it. It looks like the
And
old one.
engraved it. Yeah, like he went above and beyond, put a gold tip on the end of the strap, strap. Like it's beautiful. So we can't brag enough that one of our sponsors for this month is Royal Belts. So they have a private group online and they have a page you can like. Muhammad is the maker. He can make you any kind of belt you want. Send him your ideas, custom belts that used to be in existence that you can't get anymore. He also made my NWA world title that's sitting here on the shelf. He knew what I wanted. I wanted it to actually weigh 10 pounds.
And it does.
Cameron can confirm it does. With the old Canadian flag on it. So look up Royal Belts online. They're great. And check out Muhammad. He does awesome work.
Thanks, man.
Pow! Pang!
Gary,
So,
there
boys,
must be a Batman sound in there.
Yeah, you gotta have it. I mean, we talked a little bit about this last year, but not in depth, but like Christmas traditions or anything that you guys are, because it's hard this year. We have some traditions that just aren't going to happen, right? And then there's some that still can happen. And so, like, what are those, guys? You guys have any different traditions that maybe,
Well, first of all, I find it crazy to say that when we were talking about this last year, it doesn't feel like it's been going on that long. But you're right. It was around this time we really started picking things up with this around Christmas. But yeah, it's pretty hard to answer this year. Like, it's going to be, I'm going to get all doom and gloom here. I don't think we're going to be able to see anybody. So it's going to be very
you're
bad.
in Moncton. And you're in,
Here, that's what I should point out. And if the cases are going to spike here, it's probably going to happen first. So, or Moncton, Fredericton, or St. John.
Another buddy of mine yesterday, we had meetings all day And by lunchtime, when they announced they were going to have another press conference back to back, he phoned in, so we can take one family day off a year, but you can split it in two to take a half day.
Yeah.
And he had already called by lunch and said, yeah, I took half my family day. I'm bailing because all of his nephews and nieces live in New Glasgow.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, if they're going to announce in the next week or so what I think they're going to announce,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get to see them over Christmas or anything. So I'm just going to go for the weekend and go right now.
Yeah. And if you got to isolate when you get back, who cares?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. It just is what it is. Same with like my wife's family, and half of them are in Nova Scotia and half here, and you can't, if they close the border.
Yep. Which, yeah. So, and it's, I guess, like, talking about traditions, it's interesting with, like, Gabe now, he'll be 2 in January. So, like, pretty much a good chunk of the first part of his life has been spent under this whole pandemic thing. So, like, you know, he'll be almost 2. So, like, he's realizing what's going on. And, you know, like, he says Christmas there and stuff like that now. And he's so it'll be a weird thing to always talk about with him when he's older. It's like his first Christmas was probably going to be very different, but
well, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well, we all find a way to make it better.
do we, Cam? Do we?
We're all optimistic.
Aren't you a ray of freaking sunshine?
That should be a t-shirt.
Oh, man.
Back to the chorus shirt.
I've been told that I'm going to be made to watch White Christmas this year.
Oh.
So apparently last year I said I didn't watch that or something.
There's always that movie, a couple of movies everybody watches, though.
Mine are usually like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or
Attaboy.
not very Christmassy.
Hey, Caleb. Hey, buddy.
So I got to tell you this, because Amanda loves Hallmark movies. And I know we talked about this a little bit before, but last night, like to the point of she went to put on a Christmas movie and I was sitting down and I said, oh, the second I saw what one it was, I was like, not this one. And no questions asked. She said, okay, well, there's another one I wanted to watch. If it is, I thought there was a level. I really thought, so in this movie, the girl from New York has to fly to Alaska to get these flowers, apparently, that only grow in Alaska.
What?
And then, wait for it. She gets to Alaska, and do you know where Buddy grows them? In a greenhouse. So that's not even the best part, because I'm sitting here thinking, well, you do realize
You could do that anywhere.
that if you can grow them in a greenhouse, you could do that anywhere. So then there was a snowstorm, of course, and she got stuck. So you can see this coming, right? These two are going to be forced to spend time together. So he's driving her back to the airport. She could leave, and he stops the truck dead in the middle of the road, which, in real movies, that would be a murder scene. But stops the truck dead in the middle of the road. And she said, what are you doing? He says, it's a moose crossing. And there's a sign, just like we have here, of the moose warning sign. That a moose might cross here,
Yeah.
like kind of a warning. He stopped the truck dead, says, it's a moose crossing, looks at her, says, well, you never can be too safe.
Oh, man.
Then tries to drive off and gets the truck stuck. Because he stopped in the road. And I just had this moment of, do you guys remember that radio call where they were talking about moose fence and deer fence?
Oh, yeah.
And this girl called in.
Yes, I know where
dead
you're going.
serious. about saying, like, I just don't understand. Why would you put a deer crossing right in the middle of a busy highway? I'm driving along and I see these signs up for deer crossing. Why would you put one there? Like, that's what this was. And it was a feature of the movie.
Oh my gosh.
And then don't get me started on, oh gosh, I just couldn't believe. My favorite one, 2 nights ago, she watched one with the queen and her son, the prince, got stuck. So they flew into Boston and now they're driving to the airport and they're an hour out, which I don't know, like they must have redrawn Boston. So they're an hour out from this airport and the driver says, I can't take you back now, not with the storm. So fine, very best. So then they're online and they find a hotel in Connecticut they can stay at.
Takes me 8 hours.
He says, you ready? He says, well, I can't drive you that far. I have to go back tonight. And I'm sitting here thinking, just 30 seconds ago, you couldn't drive back because the storm had you stuck. But now you can't drive them any further because you're going to drive back. Like the entire plot line of these movies rest on these things. And this is how, like, you want me to take this movie seriously? Or maybe the producers at this point are just mailing it in, thinking like, if, you know, the dumber we make it, other people will watch too. I don't know.
So here's the thing. I can't tell if Tyson is upset because he watched the movie or because it was the shoddy way it was done.
It's so bad that I'm borderline enjoying it at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Because I can't.
It sounds great.
Like, why do I watch car crashes? I wouldn't want to wreck my own car. You know what I mean? And I do videography on the side, and I'm watching, like, the little guy last night. There's a snowman making competition, and they zoom in on him, and he pats the snowman down, as you do, packing snow, and the whole top 2 snowballs of the snowman are waving back and forth, shaking under the force of this kid patting the snowman. It's just shake. Like it looked like the middle of Alaska just had a massive earthquake the way the snowman is shaking back and forth because this 5-year-old's packing the snow down with his little mitten. The thing just shaking everywhere.
Lightest snow ever.
Oh my gosh.
Like who does?
You have to send that one.
Oh man,
Gary,
that one's worth the watch.
What's Caleb's favorite? Is he still there? What's it?
Yeah.
We get a guest. We'll have a guest interview
What's
here.
Caleb's favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Hey, Caleb. What's your favorite Christmas movie? What's the elves? Which elves one?
Tell him to speak
The
into the bounty
anticipation here is
sheet.
killing me.
He can't hear you anyway.
Yeah.
Number 2. The elves number 2.
Okay.
The Elves number 2. I'll have to put that on my list.
I watched that one. If it's the cartoon one, I've watched it. It is good.
No, of course he has.
Oh man. So something me and Gary were
gosh.
talking about, I guess off air, was like if we can't get together to watch a Hallmark movie, you do like a watch party. But really, you couldn't do that because it's like we don't have copyrights to rebroadcast.
No, we
movies.
get flagged. Yeah.
But you could do that thing where, like, you know, people watch at home and they all hit play at the same time, and then we just talk about it. But because I
The
think
funny
it'd
thing
be,
is, years ago, Xbox used to have something like that. If someone was playing a movie on their Xbox, everybody could join, and you could all watch it, and everybody shows them like in the front row, like just the silhouette of you.
oh really?
Yeah. Yeah. You just couldn't broadcast it.
Yeah.
You just couldn't broadcast
You
it.
couldn't copy it and
Does that
read it.
still exist?
It was on the 360. I don't know.
We'll come up with something. So just so people know, we were going to try to surprise everybody with a Hallmark watch along,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
Thanks, guy in Moncton who didn't self-isolate. So
I just let the
there's that.
cat out of the bag because it's probably not going to happen.
Well, it's probably,
Or you
it's
can
honestly,
Or you can clip this out.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but it's probably, yeah, who knows? Oh, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a different year for sure. I'm just going to,
What do you mean going to be?
well, the rest of the year hasn't happened yet, Cameron. So
Oh, what? Yeah, great. Now you're just asking for worse to happen. Perfect. What possibly could go wrong? Murder Hornets, the pandemic, Alex Trebek dies. Like
Cameron's really
that
nervous.
made his top 3. Are you guys catching that? his top 3 ranked were number 1, the Murder Hornets. Number 2, the pandemic. Number 3, Alex Trebek dies.
I've just given you examples of things that have not gone so well.
And I was just telling you Christmas is going to be different. So I guess we're all...
I'm surprised Ferrari never made that top 3.
Oh.
Can we have a Bush League podcast episode where we don't talk about F1 and Lance Stroll?
I honestly haven't watched a single thing all season.
Oh, really?
To be fair, we've had several episodes in a row where we didn't bring up Dream Theater again.
Well,
So
fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah. But,
Racing
yeah,
Point.
that's right.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, Gary, I mean, there's not much. I mean, I've just had it with Hamilton. I don't care. But the last race, after that wicked qualifying, it was like, well, got to see what goes on with this.
Yeah, it's worth a watch because they were going off the track in the dry.
Yeah.
I was a little bitter because I did record it. And because it ran so long because of rain delays and stuff, my PVR didn't record past. So like it finally got to Q1 and I'm like, man, this is crazy. And blue screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
next time I'll know I'll have to allow for 3 extra hours in case it rains.
I do that. I do that. Well, and then, it was the first poll by a Canadian since 1997.
Yep.
And who was that, Cameron?
Villeneuve, Jacques Villeneuve.
Yeah.
What?
Just so you people know at home, he has a cardboard cutout of Jacques Villeneuve tacked to his ceiling above his bed.
No, I got that thrown out.
Oh, what was that, buddy?
The wife,
What did you say?
the wife drew the line somewhere.
Say it again there, Caleb.
Bonjour.
I think that means hello in Spanish.
See,
All of Gary's kids speak fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dora.
hey, Boots is super cool.
What is there to talk about Christmas?
Nothing.
Christmas is canceled. Didn't you get the memo?
Yeah, that's right.
Not here.
Yeah, same in my house. We now have like a whole bunch of lights that will automatically start turning on. So like Katie has like on the top of the fireplace, she has all this garland and stuff, but she has wires all through it. So like all of a sudden you'll see like first light sets up and then the second set, third, fourth, fifth. You just watch them go to the house. You're kind of following them around.
It's like the McAllister house.
Yeah.
Harry and Marv are sitting outside and they're like, go.
She's got
Go.
cardboard cutouts on the train sets going around the living room.
Yeah.
Christmas trees up the front, right in the window.
Yeah.
How do they come on? Like, how is it automatic? Like, what
Well, there were just these little LED lights, and it's built right into them to have like so many hour timer, so they stay on for like 4 or 5 hours. So when you turn them on, the timer starts. So then you have to wait till like 5 o'clock, and you're like, all right, ready? And it's got 8 different light settings. So you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're trying to get them all lined up.
That's funny.
So you do the first set, then you run to the next set real quick. You're like 1, 2, 3, 4. You get to 8, and then you go to the next set and you go 1, 2, 3. So you're watching them. They was like ding, 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 ding.
Okay, you need to film that. We need to see this.
Yeah, sounds
Really?
great.
Well, we won't be allowed to come over thanks to that guy in Moncton. So you'll have to film it for us.
What about the guy in St. John? You're not going to blame him?
Yeah, I don't know the story of St. John. I just know this guy went to a bar and didn't isolate. And
Did you hear about the promiscuous Aldo employee?
Gary?
where? No, I did not. And now where is this going?
Well, part of the
Really?
reason this outbreak, there was kind of two things, and the other one was there was an employee at Aldo that, made acquaintance with several people to just
Several suitors?
casual acquaintances to the point that didn't even catch their name. So
Allegedly.
yeah,
Allegedly.
allegedly,
Gary's
yes,
all about
sorry.
protecting them.
Allegedly, I should point out I am pouring gasoline on the rumor fire here.
Everybody is guilty until proven innocent.
That's right. But yeah, that's been the story going around. So they can't trace some of the people because they don't know who it was. That's what I've heard. So yeah.
Well, I got nothing.
Well, I'm glad to know you weren't involved with that, Cam.
I mean, what do you say to that? How do you go to that person and say, all right, you have been exposed. Who have you been with? Well, there was the blonde guy, the guy with the dark hair. Wow.
Yeah, that's been the story. So
Sad.
Are you
Yeah.
delusional?
Dr. Phil?
that's fantastic.
Gary just loves that thing.
We need to have someone else who just runs that. It can just jump on every opportunity.
I just downloaded it like 2 minutes before it came out, so I don't really know what's on it.
I think we found a volunteer.
Oh, man.
Ho, ho, ho.
Gary still stands behind their product.
Gary still
High quality loafers.
Quality loafers.
Yeah. First thing that comes to mind when I think about Gary, it's like, there's a man that loves his Aldo.
I've been wearing the same loafers for 3 years.
Did you get them at Aldo?
Yeah, of course. Think I'm lying?
How's the customer service?
Very, very friendly. Oh, man.
I was willing to go the extra mile.
Tom was very accommodating.
Well, boys, it was really too bad we couldn't get together in person, but I mean, at least we got to catch up a little bit and talk.
We were supposed to do it at my house, and I actually even started decorating the basement.
Oh, man.
I
Oh, man.
built my
Christmas
own
tree
little
is up.
Christmas thing.
What do you
Man.
mean your own Christmas thing?
I built like a little hanging wall tree thing.
Did you say hand wall tree?
Hanging like a hangman.
hanging. Okay.
You need to take
Gotcha.
a picture of that because I'm not picturing what you did here.
It's like flat on the back, and then you hang it on the wall, and the front of it is like all the tree branches and stuff.
I gotcha. I know what you're
Lights and
putting down.
ornaments. Yeah.
Do you do like kitchen
I get them.
cabinets and stuff, Gary?
The price is right. Your expectations are low enough.
Well, listen, I'll give you guys a heads up because apparently there's a secret thing going around on Facebook where wives are trying to trick their husbands. and then the wives screen capture their reaction in text and then post it.
Is this the football thing?
There's a football thing?
Yeah, it was people.
You should have had our back with that. What are you talking about? This is, she sent me a message yesterday in the meeting and said, can I buy this? It would look great on the door. And I look at the picture and I just kind of didn't register with me. And then the way my mind works is I looked at the price. And the price at the top said $99.95. So I instantly kick into, well, I know my wife, she'd never drop $100 on something that she's going to hang on a door. So then I started looking at the picture and I realized it's a stinking branch. Someone ripped a branch off a fir tree and hung it on a door. $99. So then when I messaged her back and I was like, haha, all she wrote me back 5 minutes later after silence was, what? Yeah, see? And I could tell by your nervous laughter because that's when I kick into, I just laughed at her. But turns out it's a thing where they're trying to get your reaction to see what you'll text back, and then they all post it.
Okay.
So anyway, I have your backs. I'm letting you know.
Appreciate it.
Unlike Jeremy with this football thing who didn't let us know.
Well, it was like a couple weeks ago, there was wives that would play the ESPN Sunday Night Football music, and they would just play it, and they would record their husbands like wandering out of wherever they are, like zombies, like, oh, football's on. Oh, it's actually pretty funny. It's just like, you could say whatever you want, but you put that music on, they just like come out of the bushes like, oh, football's on.
Moss to flame.
Quick thing, boys, before we close her down. What's everyone's thoughts on the reverse retro jerseys?
Love them.
Yeah? You like the Leafs one?
Love them. I'm a little hit or miss on the Leafs one, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But man, the Avalanche.
Oh, man.
Oh,
They can take all of my money right now.
like I want one.
Yep.
They did a great job mixing the old with the new, like the colors and stuff they picked.
Well, that was the
With,
thing.
like-
I think they did a nice job of that. The Minnesota Wild, I thought they did the right thing too with like, it looks like a Wild jersey, but it's with the North Stars colors. And like, I thought that one was pretty sharp too. But some of them I don't get at all. Like the Islanders jersey looks
I don't
like
get that.
the New York Islanders jersey from like last year.
Yeah, like I don't know what they were going for.
Yeah. Like anyway, yeah. I don't know. Some of them
But I think the winner of the day was the Avalanche.
Well, I'm pretty biased on that, but I saw a few like lists that ranked them and like they made number one on all of them, and I was like, well, I think it's pretty good looking.
No, it's a wicked looking jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Montreal's looks surprisingly good too.
Who?
The colored.
I was going to
Montreal,
say
the colors actually kind of work.
They do.
Yeah. I didn't hate it.
Well, Original Six, like you guys are in a weird like it's kind of hasn't changed that much over the years anyway. So like reverse retro doesn't like, what do you do there? You know?
Well, yeah, that's just, you get rid of because even the Leafs new logo, they went kind of old school with their logo and got rid of the modern looking sharp edged one.
Yeah.
And went back to like the old school
Cartoony
So how can you ask them to come up with their third retro jersey when their first jersey is based on the retro look?
Well, exactly. And it was like the Red Wings one.
I like it. I like LA's.
Yeah, they went to the purple and gold.
Purple, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was cool. But like,
Whalers, baby.
the what?
The Whalers.
Oh, you saw the Hartford,
Yeah, like
Carolina.
that was another one. Like I found that one. They just literally just recreated the Hartford Whalers. They didn't even put like Hurricanes red in it anywhere. I don't think.
No, they didn't. No,
But
didn't.
yeah,
I like New Jersey's.
yeah, they went back with the old
The
green.
green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Edmonton's just look like Edmonton's.
Yeah, well, it's the thing. They haven't really change much over. I got a kick
like
out of
the
the Red
Panther
Wings. It's like this exact same logo with just less red on it. Like it's like a white jersey with a Red Wings logo. It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's a few of them like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, they really messed up the Jets one though.
Yeah, that was a big miss. What is with that gray? Like, what's going on there?
Now you see, I was around for when San Jose became an.
I like it. Let's keep that going while we comment on jerseys.
Keep going, Cameron.
Keep going.
So what were you saying about the Jets, Cam?
No, the San Jose Sharks. When I was growing up, they were an expansion team. Gary.
It's the Brass Bonanza.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, we should
how
probably
goes-
wrap it up.
Like, wow.
We will wrap it up here, though. We'll thank everybody for listening. And boys, it was great to talk to you, though. And we'll wish everybody a Merry Christmas in case we don't get to again, but hopefully we will. And everybody have a safe Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that stuff. And we'll be talking to everybody again in the new year, but hopefully sooner.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy
Merry Christmas.
I wish people could hear. So, because you and Cameron are in the same room, I don't know if you're hearing
There's an
this,
echo.
Gary, but I get this
It's terrible. My head is pounding right now.
oh, it's like this super delayed. Like Tyson, it sounds like you're standing in Newcastle.
Okay, you should try to.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.